I found this absolute bargain from B&M. This toy box is only £25. My original plan was to show you how to make one, but I definitely couldn't compete with that price. But I still think there's some things we can do to it to make it even better. To make it easier to work with, I'm actually going to be keeping the lid as is. So I'm going to remove the hinges and the stay and put it to one side. Then we can concentrate on the base to the toy box. With the lid removed and put out of the way, I think the first thing that's going to be an improvement to this toy box is putting some casters on the bottom. This smooth base does mean that it will slide really nicely over carpet, but I'm sure as soon as this box is full of toys, it's going to become a lot more difficult to move around. So by adding casters, it should just make it a much easier task when you need to move and rearrange. I'm just going to be using 4 swivel casters. These are designed for cupboards and cabinets, so they'll be ideal for this job. I reckon that's loads better. Don't you just hate it when they stick the warning labels on? I hope it comes off easy. Nope. I'm gonna get the hairdryer. I think adding these casters has made a big difference. It's well worth doing. It'll be easier to move around when it's full of toys. But the next thing I want to look at is the styling. This colour grey, it'll suit any decor. It's nice and neutral and it's not too eye-catching. So it's ideal for adding stickers to, maybe some stencils or even some hand-painted murals would look amazing on this. Unfortunately, I'm not very artistic, so I'm going to go down the easy route and I'm going to try and do some kind of graffiti drip pattern instead. I've never tried it before, but I'm going to be using some bright colours, so hopefully it turns out okay. Let's give it a try. I think it's always nice to have a name on a toy box. So I got these letters from the range, a lot easier than cutting them out yourself, and I'm going to paint these as well. So with the paint drying on the base to the toy box itself, I'm going to turn my attention to the top. Now this is the inside of the top, and I'm going to try and turn it into some kind of fidget board. Now I've seen these all online and I think it should work quite well. I've got a bit of a mismatch of different bits and bobs. I've got a bolt, I've got some bungee cords, I've got a light switch, a lock with a key, a door lock chain, a wheel, makes a good sound, and some clothes pegs. I think we can make some kind of fidget board out of this. I just need to figure out the layout. I don't know, perhaps something a little bit like that. I'm going to get these all in place, but what I did need to do is I've had to cut some blocks of wood because, as you can see, the bottom of the switch, it's got a little plastic part which makes it sit above the surface. This houses the switch mechanism, so I need to keep that in place. So to make it easy, I've got a couple of scrap pieces of wood that'll fit underneath and raise it off the surface. That can get attached with screws in the same way as all the other bits. For the clothes pegs, I'm just going to stick these in place using super glue. I'm going to try both screws and super glue for the light switch. I'm going to first screw the light switch to the blocks and then super glue the blocks to the toy box lid. To attach the bungee cords, I'm going to be using some eye hooks. Now these can be started by hand, but they're going a lot easier if you drill a small pilot hole first. I think those have actually worked quite well. All that's left to do now is get the lid attached back onto the toy box. And that's the toy box done. To stick the letters on the front, if you want it to be permanent, then use super glue. Believe it or not, this toy box isn't actually for me, so with my name on the front, I've just used some double-sided tape instead. I think the best feature, by far, has got to be the fidget board that I've included on the lid. There's lots of different options for play. It's a great sensory board and a great fidget board as well. I literally raided my shed to see what bits I'd got lying around, so you can fill this with anything and everything you like. I think it's great to include some of the colours that you use on the toy box as well, just to tie it together nicely. I really hope you like this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well, and click the bell icon next to it. That way you'll get a notification as soon as you upload a new video. Thank you all for watching.